Hello friends, James Stevenson back with another episode of Breakfast with Loki. Let's check in with Loki over here. And while he's eating breakfast, I will talk you through a thread I made on Twitter earlier today about how some news outlets mislead people with their headlines and hide information behind their paywalls that's actually very favorable towards Tesla. I'll give a little off-the-cuff theorizing as to why that might be, but first, let's feed Loki his breakfast. Yes. Okay, buddy. You ready? Oops. Yes. Yes. There's some breakfast. Okay. And we'll see if we can convince Loki to come over and try some more of his breakfast over here as he continues to snack on some of the treats that are in with his breakfast. I will walk you over to sharing my desktop and talk you through this thread. So I thought it would be helpful to do this one in narrative thread format. People hate having to click on the see more business. Let me adjust this camera down a little. There, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, we'll see if we can convince Loki to eat some more breakfast. Sorry, these are like live stream videos. I don't rehearse these at all. You can tell, you get the feeling of the first time, a theatrical expression, because it really is the first time that I'm going through them. Okay, Loki distracted me for a minute, but I'm back now. So, how the truth and Tesla's EV sales gets hidden behind misleading headlines and irritating paywalls. Do you love paywalls? No, no one does, right? Why do news outlets keep having them when they could just sell ads, drive more traffic, show people more ads? The end, right? You don't need paywalls. Or if you're going to have a paywall, do it for some of your content, not all of it, right? Everything Automotive News puts out has a paywall on it. Pretty much. Every now and then you'll find an article that isn't paywalled from Automotive News. I have a love-hate relationship with them because they're publishing data that I want to be able to make charts out of, but they're doing it in aggravating ways. The screenshot below is how Automotive News tweeted their article revealing year-to-date April U.S. EV sales figures by brand. They're not even telling you that's what you'll get if you click on the link. They're just saying Tesla regains momentum as new registrations rise 52%. So you might read that headline and think, oh, this article is going to be only about Tesla, and if they're regaining momentum, that must mean they've been having a really tough time previously, so now they've managed to claw back some of the business they lost. Well, that's not true at all. Tesla has been doing nothing but increase their sales in the US over the last 3 years, so this doesn't really make a lot of sense. Which I said in the next tweet, Tesla regains momentum. That's how you would describe sales that had partially recovered following a steep decline. Perhaps that's why they tweeted the same article later the same day with a different caption. That's unusual to tweet the same article twice the same day, I think. Now Tesla's strategy is to sacrifice profit for volume. Yes, this is what Tesla wants to do, according to this tweet. CEO Elon Musk said this year he was willing. Man, what a cowardly choice of word this is. That's a weasel word, is the term for that. To get out of what they're about to do next, which is to say, sacrificing profit for volume is Tesla's strategy and that it is working in the US this year. and that Musk's annual growth target for Tesla global sales is 50%. All right, well, over a multi-year time horizon, Tesla has been saying that they want to grow their sales by about 50% per year. And if you run that back to the 367,000 vehicles Tesla sold in 2019 and apply the 50% growth rate to it, you'll see Tesla is pacing ahead of that. They just had a really strong year in 2021, smoking the prior year 499,650 in 2020. And got ahead of the pace, which is why in 2022 people said, well, they're not, they weren't up 50% again from 2021. Well, if you take it back to when Tesla started saying they wanted to average 50% per year, they're still ahead of where that would have gotten you from 367.5. Okay. Would you have clicked through to read the article? Either of these two tweets? No. Look at this one. 2,400 views, 7 likes. Look at this one. 3,000 views, 3 likes. This is the kind of engagement Automotive News gets. Maybe they should think about doing things differently to try to drive more engagement, because the click deterrence headlines and captions and the paywalls are not driving engagement for them. Maybe try something else, Automotive News. Yeah. So maybe people know Automotive News paywalls their articles, and so that's why they're not clicking and they're not engaging. And maybe they don't even want to follow Automotive News in the first place because they know, oh, they're going to paywall all their articles. Why do I want to get myself all geared up to read something and then not be able to? So here's what it looks like if you follow the click-through. Same headline you already knew you were going to get from Twitter with a sub-headline. In the January through April period, Tesla had 211,842 registrations. Model Y registrations nearly doubled to 127,541. Okay, so there's some information you didn't get on Twitter above the headline from an article written by Lawrence Iliff, who seems to be doing a lot of the work over at Automotive News, at least the articles I've been trying to read. And then if you scroll down from that headline, you're presented with this, the fade out. So what can you make out here? Tesla Inc. regained, there it is again, its rapid sales momentum in the U.S. during the first 4 months of 2023 after deep price cuts. You gotta slant it somehow. Growing its registrations by 52% compared with the same period of last year, Experian data showed. And that's all you get. You get that much. If you want any more, you're supposed to hit this subscribe today button. Well, in the following tweet, Tesla, I already showed you that one. Okay, here it is. What do you mean you don't want to pay $20 per month for an Automotive News subscription so you can read the rest of the article? Yeah, me neither. That's what the Pocket app is for. So get this Pocket app if you don't have it already for your iPhone, your iPad. They probably make it for Android devices as well. I'm not sure though. So what do you do? When you get faced with a paywalled article, you click on your share icon and then you share with Pocket. And it sends the Pocket app a link to this article, and Pocket sees if it can get past the paywall for you. Sometimes it can, sometimes it can't. In this case, it did get past it. So this is the screenshot of what my Pocket app looks like. Here's another couple of articles here that I got Pocket to read for me. You click across. This is the article, and it's not long, and it's not compelling. There are no visuals on it. There's no graphic here. This is the kind of information that lends itself to an infographic, and I'm disappointed that Automotive News didn't try producing an infographic, even like a basic no nothing creative at all. Just for each one of these top 10 vehicles, give me how many registrations there were and put those on, bars, a plain bar chart, 1 through 10. That would have been a lot more informative than making people read through these sentences with numbers in them. This is not how you want to convey information that people will retain the relative magnitude comparisons on. Listing out these thousands of vehicles. Well, yeah, everybody sold thousands of vehicles so far this year. That's kind of your main takeaway from this. Yeah, just sentences with numbers, not informative at a glance, which is what you want. You want people to take away meaning from the information you've compiled for them. So I took the liberty of charting the numbers in the Automotive News article, and they cited Experian as their source for the data. Among the top 10 EVs sold in the US, Model Y is outselling all non-Tesla vehicles combined, and so is Model 3. Tesla has the number 1 selling EV in the US and the number 2 selling EV in the US, and even if the only Tesla being sold was the second best-selling Tesla Model 3, it alone would be outselling the rest of the top 10. So let's take a look at this chart, I guess. That's going to fill up your screen pretty well. What did I do here? This is not a basic bar chart that just gives you 10 bars, one for each of the models, one over the other all the way down, ranked 1 through 10. What I did was put the Teslas over here in this stack, and I put the not Teslas over here in this stack. So here's your number 1 selling vehicle, Tesla Model Y, 127,541 registered. These are new registrations according to Experian, new vehicle registration count. Then the second best-selling vehicle, electric vehicle in the U.S. this year is the Tesla Model 3, selling or registering 72,259 units in the U.S. So far, year-to-date April, again, according to Experian, as reported by Automotive News. These are not my numbers, not my estimates, and they're not from Tesla either. So that's why I'm making a point of showing you who the source is. Experian, they collect credit information, right? So they ought to know when people are registering vehicles. They must be pretty confident in these numbers to let people report them, right? Okay, so what's going on over here? Well, what are the best-selling non-Tesla vehicles? The number 3 selling EV in the US is the Chevy Bolt EUV. They sold 16,036 of them. The number 5 selling vehicle in the US, EV, is the Chevy Bolt EV. So they have an EUV and an EV. And if you combine these together, that's still less than 25,000 Chevy Bolts sold in the US so far this year. And they're discontinuing this model. So GM is killing off the Chevy Bolt model that is currently, the only competition beating the Model X apart from the Volkswagen ID4. They sold 11,858 of those. Then what else do we have here? Ford makes its first appearance at number 7 on the top 10 list of EVs sold in the US this year. Mach-E sold 7,972 units year-to-date April this year. The Hyundai Ioniq right behind it, almost tied for 7th place. Then the other Ford EV, the Ford F-150 Lightning, also a little over 7,000 units. So there's a bunch of crowding in here in the 7,000 to 9,000 units sold space. Very little separating places 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then the 10th place, rounding out the list, the BMW i4 selling 6,560 units. So all these non-Teslas combined in the top 10 amounted to 66,121 units. The Model 3 alone sold more than that, 72,259. This is the kind of information you would hope that Automotive News would strive to present. And my message to them is to do less paywalling, do more accurate headlines, and create more graphic visualizations that can help people walk away with an understanding of the situation. I try to do my graphics with rectangles because it's been proven by research that people retain the information more accurately in their minds after seeing a visual where everything was shown as rectangles. So if you're wondering why you get so many rectangles from me to show you the area corresponding to a number and then the relative magnitudes being shown, that's why. It's because I want to impart an accurate understanding of the situation to people who are viewing my visuals so that they can go out there and share the truth. And with that, I will... I guess I should show you my Excel spreadsheet. So what did I do? I just plopped in the numbers from the story. I did them upside down, 1098-7654321 here, because that made it easier to plot them on the chart this way. Excel wanted to reverse the order on me. But if you're wondering why this chart looks different, this was my first attempt at it. I thought maybe I would need to present it this way, vertically. And then later I decided, no, I don't want to do a legend and then make people look back and forth from the legend to the bars to figure out where they are. Also for these gray bars, you know, I like making all the non-Teslas gray together, but it's not very helpful for people to figure out which one of these is the Hyundai Ioniq looking back and forth. So in order for me to get them to display this way on the chart, actually I need to make this a little bit wider so that Ford Mustang Mach-E won't wrap on itself. You see what I'm talking about? There it goes. So I got it right in the one that I tweeted out. I made sure that each of these was trying to present the data label on only one row. But that's where the chart comes from. So I will hit save on this. And I'll check back in with Loki. In the Loki cam, Loki decided he was not interested in eating the rest of his breakfast yet. Just those couple of bites of treat that I gave him. Don't worry, he'll eat the rest of his breakfast a little later on when he's more hungry. And with that, I will outro and say if you've enjoyed today's video, click the like button. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, why not go ahead and subscribe to my channel over here? It's free for you to do so. Or if you feel like supporting me, if you feel like I've earned your trust and you want to do something to show your support for me, you can do that on Twitter by joining as a subscriber there for only 69 cents per week. Or if you prefer to join via Patreon or YouTube, those options are available. A special thank you to my two executive producers, Kathy Kitchler and Rebellionaire.com, who joined my YouTube channel at the top tier, earning them a thank you at the end of every video. And I'll see you in the next one.